Hey guys, this episode of Coming Clutch is brought to you by our friends at EAD EXOTICS.
Guys, they have a huge selection of cars from Corvette Stingrays to Nissan GTRs to AMG GTs. It is absolutely awesome.
So if you are in town or you are just looking for a fun car for the weekend, check out our friends at EAD Exotics Rentals.
Guys, link is in the description. Check them out. Now on to the show. Woo-hoo-hoo!
All right, guys, welcome to episode 2 of Comin and Clutch. My name is Lorenzo Giacomini, a.k.a. the Speedy Guidi.
And I am Ellie Car Spotter, a.k.a. Cody Lewis. Almost forgot my name for a second.
So on today's episode, we're going to be talking about all things Porsche, the 911, the new Taycan, PTS.
Taycan.
The
Taycan.
Taycan.
Names.
EV,
cars.
supercars, that whole thing. What do you think about that? Hey, like dem apples. Roll the tape!
I think there's a lot to talk about.
I think there is plenty to talk about. Do you want to take it from here?
I mean,
Let's let you start.
where do we even start?
We're going to start with Porsche. What makes them great?
Why are they so fantastic?
Why is there a huge buzz about them in this city, especially, but the whole world as well? What makes Porsche so great? Just lay it out for the people who may not know, who aren't Porsche nerds.
I mean, I think this is definitely an opinion thing. I mean, for Porsche guys, it's definitely fact that Porsche is fantastic, but it's objective why Porsche is great. But I think the reason that Porsche is great is because the driving experience is unlike any other. They have basically a car for every price range, for every type of person, every type of drivers. They've got Camins and Boxsters that are
They were the first ones to make SUVs really popular, sport SUVs, the Cayenne.
That's very true.
You know what I mean?
That's very, very true.
No one batted an eye at that. Everyone got really mad about Ferraris coming out with the SUV and all that stuff when the Urus came out. Not as much Urus, but dude, the Cayenne's been coming out and it's sells big. And they're the first ones to just make
they're a different kind of
cars.
Company. They're a different kind of company. I mean,
they're
based on one model that's been the same model, just different variations and different updates to that model. And it's so cool. I was at a Porsche show today at the Porsche Experience Center and just walking around, it looks like it's all the same car, but everybody's personality comes out in this car.
What was your favorite car there?
Their colors. Oh man,
I know what it is. Just tell me.
Well, I mean, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that the car I shouted out was this pink wrapped GT2 RS from Bowden Auto House, and they did a wing delete, and they had just that little ducktail. And
I don't think I like that.
I thought the pink was sick. I mean,
I like the pink, but I don't like the no wing.
I mean, all right. It obviously takes away a lot of the utility of the car.
Right.
But I mean, it was just cool. It just looked good.
I'm mad I missed it. Seriously,
but my favorite car there was their. I don't know. There were so many good cars. They were showcasing one car in particular, and that was the new 918 RSR, which is a crazy race car version of the 918. I'm not even sure if they're using it for racing just yet. I think it's kind of prototypo kind of thing.
I mean, I want to just put it out there right now. I'm a huge Porsche guy, and I wasn't about 2 years ago. I was a big Ferrari guy. Still kind of am. Still am. But
why?
Through the work that I have been
what do you mean, not
bestowed
a Porsche
upon
guy?
me, I just didn't like Porsches. I literally was the epitome of a guy who hated Porsches.
Actively did not like them,
or
you just didn't care?
I actively hated them because I actually had a friend in high school who loved Porsches, and he used to drive a Turbo S to high school. That's kind of why I hated it. I hated Porsches because this kid drove a Turbo S to high school.
I've
Joey,
heard
if you're
that.
watching this, I love you now. But like, I hated him, and we always had fights about like, dude, 458's way cooler, and like Turbo S is way better. I'm like, dude, it's stupid. But I've been bestowed the honor of driving a lot of Porsches for my job now, and they just have completely.
That's the thing.
They have seduced me.
That's the thing. It's like
They have seduced me.
once you drive a Porsche, or once you've at least sat in it and have like been inside the driving experience of a Porsche, it's like unlike any other car.
Like I have driven. I had the weirdest opportunity. I dropped off a GT2 RS, and then I picked up a 488 GTB, and I got in the 488, and I was like, this thing drives like a hog. It was the weirdest. It had a stick steering wheel, and I was like, this is so weird. And like it was all twitchy and stuff, and the GT2 just did its thing. You know, it's like two totally different monsters, engines in the different places, but like, dude, it was just like I felt way more connected to the Porsche, and I never thought I'd say that. And I hope Ferrari isn't watching this because I don't want to be on their bad side. I really don't. I love Ferrari. I swear to God, I'm looking at all the cameras right now. I love Ferrari. But
Ferrari
just like,
is probably watching this right now. Like, I can't believe you,
Yeah,
Lorenzo.
yeah.
You are doing what are you
Cazzo!
saying?
But this car behind us right now, this GT3 with the stick, is like my favorite car. I will take it over anything right now. I swear to God.
The
But
stick.
why don't we go on to
The manual.
enough about me? The
Another
manual.
Great. That's another great.
Another
part about-
great subject for another episode. But why don't we talk about the 911 now? Because the 911,
That's what I'm saying.
it is insane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we talked about why is Porsche special. You said they have a
I
range
mean,
of
it's
models
the
for everybody.
911 has been like the 911 for like ever. I mean,
Right.
there have been other model numbers and other types of cars that Porsche has made for periods of time and stopped making, and 912s, 914s, and then every 911 has its own body number.
Right.
But
Which took me the longest time to figure out, by the way. It took me a whole year to figure out what a 964 is, what a 997 is, what a 996 is, what a 993 is.
I mean, that's
Like that whole thing took me the longest time.
That's
I'm still
that's
learning.
for fucking Porsche nerds, all right? And I'm gonna say Porsche because I grew up saying Porsche, and I'm not. I can't. I just will forget to say Porsche.
He's from New York.
I'm from New York. I'm
from New
no,
York.
but for real, okay?
Oh.
Like I say Porsche, get over it. But it's like that's what I'm saying. Like the 911 is basically their car, and then every other like version and style of the car is built off of the 911.
Totally.
And that's I think very honorable for a company
Yeah.
to be able to be that consistent.
Right. But so now Porsches with the 991 specifically, I think they've kind of entered in. Well, it's a whole new supercar kind of
The 991,
like
the 991,
the
Is it
991.
991?
The 991 is
Isn't it
that.
the 992 now?
That's the new one.
Oh, but the 991.
Well, what I'm saying with like that model coming out, and there's all these new supercars coming out, sitting lap records. Like Porsche never really cared about that kind of stuff because they just thought like their engineering is like superior. But now like
Now they care.
now they care.
Now
Now
they
they're
definitely
sending
care.
the GT2 RS and like they're putting like they're taking
Nürburgring
names and
records.
like and they're trying to crush it. And everyone kind of is now except for Ferrari. I don't know. What do you think about that? Porsche doing it. Do you think they should? Do you think they shouldn't? Do you think all manufacturers shouldn't or should? I just like triple, quadruple barrel.
I know. I'm trying to figure
Shot
out
to
which
in the
question
face.
to answer first.
Collateral.
I don't know. I think a lot of these, a lot of it's like marketing. A lot of it is making sure that you are proving to your customers or potential customers that you have a car that can do real shit, you know? Like that most of these people that are buying Porsches cannot do or drive that fast on any road that they ever go on. And nor should they be. You know, these
Nope.
things go really, really freaking fast. But I mean, most of it's just marketing.
I totally agree.
Think that, I mean, why not? Show people how you can push these cars to the limit and like keep progressing and make your company and your cars better and better. Like, yeah, it's awesome. Keep it up.
I mean,
What do you think?
no, I think the Nürburgring's great because it's like an arms race for manufacturers. I think it's the wrong kind of arms race in a lot of ways because you're like trying to beat a time and get a goal, get to a goal. That's just
I think
irrelevant.
that like Nürburgring, like obviously they pick certain cars to go on the Nürburgring because it doesn't really apply to every single car. You know? When
Well,
they're
yeah, they
trying
do
to,
with the
like, figure out-
GT2RS and then they do with like the 992s now, but like I don't know, like Nürburgring's a weird thing for me.
I heard.
It's
I mean, I don't know
cool.
too much about it, but I heard it's also like a really aggressive, like other than being aggressive driving wise, but like the actual pavement is not that great. And
Well, yeah, it's like the best test to put a car through. Like you
Yeah.
have to like a car getting through that is like more than just it being fast. Like
Yeah,
it's like a
exactly.
mechanic. It's like the 24-hour Le Mans.
So I mean,
It's like an engineering masterpiece.
Exactly. So
basically.
I think
So I like it for that.
For Porsche, and especially, I mean, if you're a Porsche person, if you know Porsche people, like they drive their cars. They fucking drive their cars in any condition. If there's a weekend where it's raining and there's supposed to be a Porsche show, there will be a Porsche show.
That's true.
Like they
That's
will
true.
come out in any weather and they put miles on their cars. So
And that's what I will give you that. They're very like I don't like to group Porsche people together, but they're very like I want to use a big word, but I'll just say they're very like practical people. Like they're like this car like fits this amount of things, so I'm gonna, like take it here and I can drive it to the work and like it works every day. So I can
yeah.
you know
I
what
mean, the
Like,
cars are like
they use 'em-
surprisingly utilitarian.
Yes.
You know, they're like they serve so many different purposes, and like from their road trip vehicles and racetrack
Mhm,
vehicles, and
mhm.
like you know they're like GT cars and they're
Yeah.
race cars. It's
Well, also Porsches. I mean, they don't lend themselves to being like super hype cars. Think about it. The biggest car they made was a Carrera GT
I mean, they make some
or
hype
the 918, but like they're not like Ferrari, where like an A12 Superfast, for instance, is a car that you can buy on a showroom that can cost $600,000.
you know,
there's
that like
no-
fits into like
right.
the price range of Ferrari.
Right, but that's
But
what
that's what I'm saying is like Porsches. That I mean, I don't know. It was like an ad campaign for Porsche in the 70s or the 80s, and basically saying that there's like a Porsche for everybody because literally the company makes $55,000 for a Boxster, something like that.
Really?
$60,000 for a Boxster. But
You
then
should
it's
look
like,
that up and
but
try
then
and
it's
find
like, yeah, let's do some fact checking. But it's also like, you know, $1 million for
They
a
do
918.
they do
So
make.
like you
Porsche does
can
make.
be a
Yeah.
guy that can buy a $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 car, or you could be a guy that buys $1 million car.
There's,
So
a
it's
lot
like,
of, there's a lot of room in
Yeah,
there, whereas
exactly.
opposed to like Ferrari, it's like you can get the Portofino, which is $250,000, or
yeah.
you get the
Every once in a while they make $1 million
can't-
plus dollar car,
which
but
you,
like
which you can't go buy.
most of their cars, it's like 200,000, 300,000, 400,000,
Right.
and like options and
right.
stuff. But-
Speaking of options, I'm glad you brought that word up. Because the one big option that everyone freaks out about Porsche, it's not carbon fiber, it's not cup holders, it's PTS.
well,
PTS
is
stands for Porsche Paint to Sample. Sorry, Paint to Sample. And I looked it up on the website, and a Paint to Sample car costs $11,000. Whatever color you get, no matter what it is, will
Really?
cost
No matter
$11,000.
no matter what color.
Asterisk. Let me get back to that. So that to people who don't know
We're gonna
cars
do a lot
sounds
of
like
fact-checking.
no. I looked it up on the configurator. That's what it costs according to the website, and that to non-car people, $11,000 sounds ludicrous because you can buy a car for $11,000 instead of getting a paint scheme. But
Yeah, that's
in
small
this car-
potatoes, though. for
yeah,
this
in
car-
this
the
car world that we're talking about, there are paint schemes. We keep using Ferrari, but Ferrari makes a paint scheme that Rosso Fuoco, which is about $30,000.
Go Fuoco yourself.
That's what we're stuck with. Go fucker.
Come on, no, everybody, no.
Quiet. Crickets from the cameraman. Anyways, they're like paint a sample, make any color you want, and it will come out beautifully. And other car manufacturers, I don't know what Lamborghini charges, and I'm not sure what McLaren. I know McLaren charges.
I mean,
like
that's what I'm saying.
21, but
It's
it's
different.
nothing.
It like depends on what you do.
Right,
Like,
but it's definitely. But
crazy you
Porsche
are.
like will give you a color, any color you want for 11,000, and that is amazing. To
what's
think
your
about.
asterisk?
The asterisk is that there are some special colors that do cost more. Do you remember reading that? There's a newspaper article. What's a newspaper? There's
like
an online article.
like Jeff Churin's.
There was like a green. There was
green.
a green one that was like $100,000 for the paint scheme.
Is that
like there's
is
like
that
special?
Like Jeff Churin's?
I think so. That's not.
Is that the
No,
Motor Trend
no,
one?
no. That was a totally different one. It's like a turbo from like 2 years ago, and the paint scheme was like $100,000. But and like I think the exclusive series color, that gold, it might be more expensive as well.
Yeah, but
like there's like they're very
color. That exclusive, that is like one whole
exactly. Like there's like, but there's like there's like some paints that are super rare.
But I mean, you look at these other companies and like, I mean, you said it in one of your videos that I saw, that the little shield on the side of a Ferrari is like $15,000 or $20,000. And when you're talking about like
the shield is the shield on a Ferrari on the side of on an TDF.
What do they call that shield?
It's called they called the Cavallino, I think. But they call it something else, I think. But that little thing is $15,000 as opposed to a whole paint scheme.
To have it hand painted on your car instead of having like a badge on it. It's like a hand painted version on the fender.
Yes. So that one.
We're gonna bring up a picture right here.
Yes. Good. But it's I don't know, that's insane, and I think it's really cool that you can get any color you want from Porsche, and I think Porsche makes the best blues in the game. I love Porsche blues, Voodoo blue, Gulf blue.
Porsche definitely makes some great factory
Mexico blue.
Yeah.
Miami blue. I could keep going. All right, Voodoo blue is my favorite.
All right,
what
so
else is there?
I saw blue that I never saw
Oslo
before. Blue. Have you ever heard of the Club Sport blue?
That
Club Sport coupe is Club Sport blue or something, and it's basically to celebrate the 50th anniversary that they made these 911s. I think it's like it's an S. I don't think it's a GT.
They had one at the.
They had it at period correct today.
No, I thought they had
one.
And
the guy on his dashboard. I have pictures of it, but
I know I saw.
Man, it was like a spectacular. It looked like Voodoo blue, but then inside it had a matching blue plaid seat inserts, and it was red and blue plaid. Wow.
See, I don't know what that.
I'm a big paint fan.
No, me too. And I think we've talked about that before. We don't like carbon.
I mean, I don't not like it, but like, all right. So speaking of like paint prices, think about the new Ford GT, and I don't know his real name because Instagram is a world of secret names and. Everybody just knows.
Are you talking about Mystic Mountain Blue?
No, I'm not. No, I'm talking about like this guy, Jay Schwa.
Yes,
Jay Schwa.
He has the Mystic Mountain Blue.
On what?
On his new Ford GT. It's like that really.
Is that what it's called? Mystic Mountain Blue?
It's called Mystic. It's like I don't know. I call it Mystic Mountain Blue. So basically,
but basically, what it was is to like replicate the color of titanium when it heats up.
I thought it was supposed to be a Cobra.
No, I'm pretty sure.
The color of like Cobra scales.
So it's this like iridescent blue, and it's basically supposed to look like when you heat up the titanium on like an exhaust,
and
it has that blue, but it has, and that was $100,000 option.
Yes,
and that's not even on the level of like the Pacific Coast craziness and the mauvine blue that on that kid's
I'll throw it
Senna.
another.
That's that purple Senna.
I'll throw it another.
That thing was probably like $200,000-$300,000.
I'll throw out some more numbers for you.
It's exposed carbon.
Yeah, the exposed carbon option to get a whole carbon Senna. So for them not to paint it, you are paying
just
$235,000
at least
to get bare carbon. That is to get. For them not to paint your car.
Clear coat the car.
Okay, so that I will draw the line there because that, like, us car people usually are like, all right, you can pay for it, whatever. But dude, that's insane. The front, the red Senna,
like a multi-million-dollar
red Senna next door with the front that's exposed carbon. That is $25,000 to get the front hood in exposed carbon. Just the front hood in exposed carbon is $25,000.
Man, that's cheap though.
But that's insane. I can get 2 PTS Porsches and then like some other goodies. But that's insane. That's what we're trying to talk about here. Is like the scale of these prices for things, and Porsche does pretty good with the It's really reasonable. Like the most expensive Porsche they make that you can buy.
That's a really great deal. It's have like a custom color.
The Germans make the best deals. They are very like. The margins are very deep.
But I think Porsche is a great value.
Yeah.
I mean, they are just jam packed with utility, and they have an amazing customizability.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's been fun. definitely been fun talking about Porsches for now, but like I really want to get in one. I want to drive one.
Dude, me too. I always want to. Are you kidding me? That'd be freaking sick.
So I mean, like, I think that you know, I have a special surprise for us outside, and I think that
No joshing?
I think that I'm not joshing you.
What is it?
I'm not pulling your leg.
Is it a taco
I'm not
truck?
yanking your chain. I'm for real.
Well, should we go? What is it? Is it outside?
Yeah, it's outside. We gotta go outside
Right now.
Yeah, right now. Well, let's go outside. All right, guys, we're going outside.
Dude, you got us a Porsche for the second episode?
Yep.
How the hell did you do that?
My boys over at EAD Exotics hooked it up with this Cabrio S.
That's freaking sick, dude!
I'm hyped.
Oh my god!
I'm hyped. Let's
go! Dude, I'm the speedy greedy. You know that I do the driving, right? I'm driving.
Dude, I don't know if you know this, but I've actually never driven a Porsche before. So I'm driving.
You're kidding me, right?
Nope,
You know
I'm driving.
there are a million of these things on
Yeah, I
planet. Have
know.
you ever driven one?
Nope. I'm
How old
driving.
are you? Like 50 years old?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let her rip, baby.
Let's do this, Cody. All right, so guys, this is a new segment that we're going to call Love It or Hate It. And we're basically just going to talk about things that we love about the car and things we hate. And at the end, we're going to find out whether we love it or hate it. And this is Cody. I'm letting Cody drive. Speedy is always a driver here, but this is your first time driving a Porsche, is it not?
It is. It is.
Want to lay him down? Like what model is it? What's the whole deal here?
So, this is a 2016, 2016 Cabrio S. We're talking 400 horsepower,
425 maybe,
4 and change, and
325 pound-feet of torque.
sounds good to me.
Yeah. So Cody, tell
It
me.
goes like this.
Goes like that.
Oh, I like
So why don't you take it from here? What's the first thing you take from here?
it. I mean, that sound is fantastic. But, I mean, being that it's my first time driving a Porsche, it's like my first time in a different car. Like, I don't really drive too many different cars other than my own. But, I mean, I gotta say, one of my favorite parts is the fact that it has a red interior. My car, my daily driver has a red interior, and, you know, makes me feel like I'm right at home.
So I'm going to piggyback off what you just said, and I'm going to talk about the interior as well, because Porsche interiors are so ergonomic, especially the 991s. I love them because they all have, there's buttons. Look, there's a button for the exhaust, there's a button for Sport Plus. The new 992s, it's all haptic touch, and like, there's just fingerprints everywhere, and we need to get back to basics and get buttons. It's so nice. Like, I love the buttons. Like, keep the buttons.
I agree.
They're
I'm a clicky person. It took me a long time to like get off of my BlackBerry and move to the iPhone.
I feel
You
that.
remember losing the keyboard and all
Yeah.
that? Yeah,
all right,
I'm a button person, for sure.
Next thing, what do you love?
I gotta say, something that I really like about this car is the PDK. Like these little flappy shifters. I mean, I am not an experienced manual driver. I can drive manual, but having this PDK, it's crazy, wicked fast, but it makes someone like me be able to take advantage of the full extent of the car. So I really, really like the PDK.
I will also, oh, we got a squirrel. I will also say one thing I love about Porsche is the PDK system, because PDK is the best in the game. I don't care, Ferraris, they don't touch them. PDK is so smooth, and like you don't feel the shifts, and that's what you want in an
I just have
automatic
to say,
system.
I cannot wipe this smile off my face. This is so fun.
The best day of my life!
Best day of my life! So, yeah, go on.
No, the PDK is phenomenal. Obviously, I like this thing in a manual, but so be it. I think I'm going to bring up something I don't like about Porsches.
Okay.
And it has to do with something that you really like about it is the comfort and ease with this car.
Yes.
Because
this thing is
guess
so
what?
cozy.
You could drive this car every day and it would not break your back, and that's what I don't like about it, because I want a sports car that I can drive and I want to get in it and immediately feel like it's a sports car. Like I want to get in it and be like, oh my God, this thing's gonna kill me. Instead, you can get in this thing and get it to work and like take the kids to school, and it's not really an event. Lambos do a good job with making it an event and kind of not doing anything else well. But like if I buy a sports car, I want a car that's like on the edge, ragged, insane. And this doesn't do that. Which is why, if I were to get a Porsche GT3, GT2s, I would get bucket seats, because it would make you automatically feel like you're in a race car.
Okay, so you have like a really, really, really good point there, but I think in terms of versatility, in terms of like the price range for a Porsche, like you can make this your daily driver. It is so comfortable, and then you shift down a couple gears and like you can really rip this thing, and you can, I mean, it's so balanced, it's so aggressive, and this is just an S. I mean, this isn't a GT, this isn't anything crazy. This is awesome. And I really love the versatility of it. I think that being able to be comfortable, ride to work, and then whip it once you get home, up the canyons to your house. Awesome.
No, it's great. It does both. Want to pull over and turn back around? No, that's a great point, Cody. Like you buy a Porsche and you get two cars in one, but
yeah,
me, I want
There you go.
I want two separate cars. Like that's just how my mind works, and that's how I function. But I don't know. I think I have one other problem with this car, and that is the badging, the Carrera S, because you know what? I'm gonna go out and say it. If you go out and buy a Carrera, you're just a guy who like wants a Porsche. You get a Carrera S, you're like, I can spare an extra 10 grand to like give up the power, but people who buy Carreras generally aren't the biggest enthusiasts. They just like want a nice car, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just would never buy one.
I can agree with that.
That is the.
I mean, if you're looking for like a track toy, or you're looking for a street toy, you're looking at a GT, you're looking at a GT3 RS, a GT2 RS, like this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is like the perfect car to bring you through LA traffic comfortably with your radio on and your AC, and then you can rip it through the canyons, through Malibu, like up an Angel's Crest, and keep up with the rest of the best cars that are out there. And I mean, you really do get two cars in one. I think this is
it's great.
So for me, in terms of love it, what?
Is it a love or is it a hate?
I fucking love it, man. This is great. I mean, I don't know if it's just the fact that it's my first time driving a Porsche.
It feels like the first time.
All right, so it's like different than any other car, especially the fact that the engine's in the back. So that's just a given. If you are used to driving normal cars with front engines, I mean, unless you're driving a supercar, chances are your engine's in the front. But the wheelbase of this car is so short, so the turning radius is incredible. And when you go into a turn, it just digs right in, and it's like literally driving a go-kart with 400 horsepower. So
Cody, I love how enthusiastic you are about this. I love it. So for me, I'm gonna put this down as a love as well, because Porsche does this so well. They make a GT car better than most high-end manufacturers. I think this is a better car than the Portofino, and that's insane. Because the Portofino is a $250,000 car.
But you get the same experience.
Yeah.
You're getting sporty, you're getting comfort. I don't know, this is, I agree with you.
So for this, so the Comin and Clutch boys give this 2 thumbs up. That's three 2 thumbs up. That's a love. Let's go, baby.
That's a love.
That's a love. Florence!
Oh man, that was crazy. That was crazy. Wow.
I didn't believe you actually. That's pretty freaking cool, dude.
That was
I'm all
great.
flustered.
Wow.
I'm all sunburned.
Cannot stop smiling. Holy crap.
That was first time driving a Porsche, man. I cannot believe it, and I cannot believe that whole thing. Like
Yeah.
A car the second episode. I didn't think it was going to happen.
Yes. Thank you to EAD Exotics.
Thank you very much. I also want to give a second thank you to the men behind the camera right now.
The men's behind the camera.
The man's behind the camera, SHAX Entertainment. They are our editors, our shooters, our directors, our colorizers, our sound dudes. They do everything, guys. The link for them is going to be in the description if you need anything done. Film-wise, they are a two-man team. They're phenomenal. They're a little weird to hang out with every once in a while, but they're I'm kidding.
Oh, they're all right.
But they're great dudes. Use them and hit them up. DM us if you want to get in touch with them. They're awesome guys. Shane and Max. SHAX. Anyways, that was a fun
Really
Porsche to talk
clever
about.
names. Yeah, really cool.
Let's just talk about, now we're going to talk about the big one.
The
Taycan.
Big news.
The Taycan.
Not big size.
The Taycan.
The Taycan. The Taycan.
Before we get into this, let's get into some of the specs here. So
The Taycan.
we're going to get into the naming convention everyone's so mad about. The Taycan Turbo is starts at 100.
You said it. He's the T word.
I wish I could do like an effect, like a lightning bolt coming and smiting me. Smite me, almighty smiter. So the Taycan Turbo base starts at $150,000.
All right, so
Which
like
is-
they've only released
Two.
to the public these two versions.
There will be
the
cheaper
Turbo
ones.
and the Turbo S.
The Turbo S starts at $185.
And what's the deal behind the Taycan for the people that don't know? Why is this car different?
It is the first all electric Porsche, and
All
it is
electric.
all electric, and it's fast as hell. The Turbo S makes 616 horsepower and 750 pound-feet of torque on launch control. It also has 2 gears for like high above 90 miles an hour or above 50 miles an hour.
Gears?
It has 2 gears, which is odd to think about. It has 2 gears, one below 50, one above 50. Only the Turbo S has adaptive dampers and rear wheel steering. So this is like a first all that stuff in an electric car.
This sounds very complicated.
It's very
This is
complicated.
a very complicated vehicle.
But what I'm trying to say is that this car is kind of rewriting how we think about electric cars, because we up until now thought of electric cars as Priuses or
Yeah.
Teslas. And now
Yeah.
Porsche's like, we make a freaking electric car and it freaking rules. It slaps. And the Tesla's kind of like, wah, wah, like it's just kind of boring now.
I mean,
Is it not?
yeah.
I mean, it's fast and it's an engineering marvel. I'm not gonna take them away from that, but
Okay, so Porsche,
There's a
I
new
think
player.
it's like finally a company made a really cool electric car. And like they finally took the thunder away from Tesla. And Tesla is definitely not going to be happy about it. And they're definitely already losing market share because, I mean, there's other electric cars out there. I
There
mean,
are,
now
but
now in the market, we've been introduced to like the Mercedes. I mean, not Mercedes. Well, Mercedes, you can even get like E versions of their cars, but like the BMW i3 and like the Chevy Volt and Bolt and Nissan Leaf. But these are all like low level, mid level cars, and like the Tesla was the only real like semi to luxury car that was like cool.
So I was
and
talking to
all
my
electric.
really good buddy who works at Porsche.
Porsche's
He's already
gonna
driven the
kill this.
Taycan, and basically the way he put it, he's like, Tesla, like we all look up to Tesla because they were the first to make this technology, and they're still making technology in which people can't recreate. Like it's like, how the hell are they doing this? Their biggest problem is that they didn't like take advantage of that. Like they were the first people with like, I'm gonna put it in layman's terms, and like when you're playing a video game and you're like a level 60 and you're playing against a bunch of like level 1s and you like hit them once and they all die, like really you're just running a mop, you're just smoking everybody.
I mean,
Like that was Tesla, and like they didn't.
they're crushing.
Instead, they were just like hanging out and like not really playing the game.
They had like zero competition.
Yeah,
But now that there's
They're
like,
AFK, like,
now
away
that
from
there's like
keyboard.
a new kid
Like-
on the block and a cool, like finally a cool company a cool company like Porsche is coming out with a car that has real numbers, like real serious figures, and it's not that crazy in terms of price, and it looks amazing. I wish it
Interior
looked more.
quality.
I wish it looked more like the concept. You remember the concept?
Yeah,
The Mission
the
E.
Mission E looked freaking sick.
That thing
But-
was so sleek and low,
But I think
this
the-
one looks like a updated
Right,
Panamera.
right. But the next thing my buddy was telling me was how a Tesla for a P100D goes for $90,000. The Taycan Turbo is
That's
obviously
half the
100.
price.
Yeah, but $90,000 is still a luxury vehicle. And if you sit inside a Tesla, it's not a
No.
luxury. It's like you sit and you're like,
That's why I was saying
phenomenal.
like semi-luxury.
I get a screen. Like
the
the Taycan Turbo is, dude, it is state of the art. It
It's
is
Porsche.
beautiful.
It's Porsche quality, and that's like another thing. Is
It's
like
amazing.
Porsche doesn't
Just like the Porsche we drove today. It's great and
Porsche-
ergonomic. It will have the buttons that I don't like, but so be it.
You know,
It's
Porsche
kind of-
is not going to skip on the quality, and
No.
you know that Tesla, above all else, it was about the technology and the efficiency, the luxury aspect, the design aspect. You know that comes secondary because
Yeah.
Elon Musk is an engineer, and this guy is like more focused on how do we make these cars crazy fast, crazy efficient, you know? And Porsche is like, how do we make these cars fun and really good? You know? I don't, all right.
Let's
enough
drink
of
a
the-
half-bar beer. Think about it for a minute. Or something. I don't know. Something cool.
All right, no, but seriously, like I don't know. Porsche, I think they're really gonna crush it with this. But I mean, let's talk about like I don't know. Let's talk about the fact that they're calling it a turbo.
Oh yeah, that's sorry. I kind of skipped over that.
Well,
So
no, I mean it's like
hey, you know what? 30,000 orders says differently.
I mean, people want them. 30,000 people. Like Porsche says that they're coming out with a new car. I don't care what it is. I guarantee they can get 30,000 orders. But it does mean that they're gonna sell these cars, and there's already people that want these cars,
Okay,
and
so
that these people don't care enough that the car is called a turbo to not buy it.
right.
But how do you call a car a turbo when
There's
there's
no
just no turbo?
Because people like what they know. And guess what? Turbo and Turbo S are the top of the 911 range, so people categorize that in their brain. That's the top brand. That's the top brand. I will bet you $50 right here that they're gonna call the ones under it either Carrera or GTS or something like that.
I mean, all right. So also,
Not
I think
the
it has to do
GTS
with the
is
fact
actually-
that like it's really hard to get. Part of the reason why they even called it the Taycan or the however the fuck you pronounce it, this car.
I think it's Taycan, TIE Fighter.
Is because it's actually really hard to get the rights to
To a name.
a name for a car.
Yeah.
So they have to like create. That's why all these cars are
That's
like
not something Porsche
creating all
can't
these
handle.
weird
Come on.
weird names and stuff, or they're bringing back old names. Like they're bringing back the Blazer, and they're bringing back all these cars.
That's a good point.
But I think that
I don't think about. I never really thought about that.
so yeah, like Porsche said, it's basically since we're coming out with more models and more versions of these new models that we have to have some efficient way of naming these cars, and we have to have it somewhat familiar to these people. So they basically said turbo now describes or designates the top of the line, like you said. This is now just the name for the top of the line version of the car. So it's not actually a turbo, but turbo is going to be like the platinum package.
Yeah,
you know, that's the top of the line.
Yeah.
Which I understand.
I mean,
And I've listened to, classic car guys will tell you that Corvettes have had like these turbojet transmissions, and they've used turbo and supercharger, this and that, in names of cars all the time. So I think if you're making a snuff about it, you're just making a
snuff.
snuff for no reason, just
Says
because.
I'm like 80-year-old man. But okay, This is another kind of. I'm just gonna touch on this subject just because I don't know, just kind of fun to play around with it. When do you think all cars that are sold new will go electric?
I give it like 5 years.
You get
I give it like
don't
I give it like 7 years.
No, that's wrong. No, every car sold out of a dealership is gonna in 7 years is gonna be electric. Are you kidding me?
I think 5 years actually. I take that back.
So you're telling me Lamborghini's gonna make they're not gonna make any car with an engine anymore, and Porsche. Then you're saying, dude.
All right, so I think that
I think
all of
20
these
years is
all of these companies
conservative.
are actively trying to get rid of their gasoline powered cars.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I don't think they're gonna give up.
It's going to be a struggle.
They're still
globally
dude. There's gonna
because,
be the stragglers. Like Aston Martin will be there. Maybe not.
why?
I don't know why they came to mind. I'm just thinking that's.
Is Aston known for being behind in technology? Is whoever said that? Is Aston known?
Have you ever driven a DB9, dude? The buttons
is Aston known for not updating their cars?
You need like hands for
decades?
ants to touch the buttons.
All right,
dude.
listen. Whatever you have to say, I still think that the Rapide is one of my favorite cars, and it's so gorgeous. I don't care that it's a 9-year-old platform. It's a fucking beautiful car.
No, I'd way rather take the Vantage S with a dog leg.
What about would you take a Rapide AMR or a Taycan Turbo?
A Rapide.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But an AMR's that's dumb because I take a lot of things.
AMR
I take a lot of things over a Taycan.
AMR is basically like when it comes to the Aston Martin customer cars, AMR
like the special,
is like the M package. It's like getting a not an M.
It's like a Brabus. It's like Brabus.
No, it's like not.
Kinda.
It's
not really.
not getting the M5. It's getting the 550 with the M package. You know, it's like it's a couple extra carbon options, couple extra color options, maybe a horsepower.
Dude, but what you said 5 years for all electric cars is downright.
I'm pretty sure Mercedes said that.
Maybe
Straight
they will.
up, they
Maybe
said Mercedes said in the next 5 years,
I don't doubt
we will not produce gasoline cars.
I don't doubt that certain German manufacturers, Audi, BMW, Porsche, Audi, BMW,
just
Mercedes
look at how fast things are moving and understand that it's like an exponential curve.
Dude, supercars.
So every supercar that's coming out is electric.
Dude, but they'll still have engines.
Even this new weird Lamborghini.
My question to you was not hybrid, fully electric.
Yeah, but even this weird Lamborghini thing is a hybrid.
Yeah.
So it's like a hybrid right now.
Yeah.
So like that means that in
5 years.
the next iteration or the next model that they make is going to be even more electric. What company regresses? What company goes backwards and makes a hybrid car and then turns around and goes, "Yeah, you know what? That was cool, but like I think we're just going to make another all gas car." Huh?
Ferrari hasn't making. Oh, never mind. I eat my words. They just made the SF90.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn it!
Can eat your words.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have an argument for you, but I don't think it's gonna be 5 years. I'm gonna put down.
What's your number?
I'm gonna put down 15 for all electric cars.
15?
Yeah.
You might as well just say 20 or 30 or whatever. Yeah, eventually all these cars are gonna be electric.
I'm putting down 15, bro. There's
15?
there's gonna be cars out there. Yeah, from Aston Martin.
All right, look at this. Look at what we're talking about. 15 years.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Dude. Because once cars go all electric, then it's like I feel like once all cars go electric, then it's the same argument for being them driverless too.
Think about what did not exist like 7 years ago, 8 years ago. What technologies were not on the road and how quickly things have happened.
Yeah, man, I don't know.
Instagram did not exist 7 years ago. And
This
now
did
it's
not
like the
exist.
biggest freaking thing ever.
Yeah. Not
You know?
anymore. TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. Fucking leave me alone with that. Follow me on TikTok.
Yeah, follow me on
like
follow me on TikTok. He doesn't need more followers. He doesn't need more
follow.
followers. You're a dirtbag.
TikTok
You
is for
follow.
the kids.
Okay, we have been recording for over 40 minutes. I think we should call it because we could talk all day.
Why? We didn't even get to like
Yeah, we
talk
did.
about instant torque. We didn't talk about like
We talk about
the
everything.
other companies making big moves.
Dude, to tell you the truth, I don't really want to talk about anything anymore.
All right.
Like, to be completely honest,
You tired?
I'm tired. We had that Porsche run just really
Listen.
beat. That just freaking
I'm not gonna lie.
squeezed the lemon.
The Indian food afterwards is really what got to me.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you, like my entire ride home, I had to have my windows on. There's like certain kinds of food that you can't.
This isn't kid friendly anymore, man.
Why? I'm not talking about what's
I'm
happening
kidding.
afterwards, but I mean, there's always like those foods like Benihana. I know that if I go and eat
Your shirt smells like Benihana for a week.
yeah, your clothing needs to go in a plastic bag before it even goes into your house.
Yeah.
Or your home will smell like Benihana.
But I think we've touched on we talked a lot of things. We drove a car. I'm just tired.
All right, fair enough. Well, obviously there's so much to talk about Porsche.
There's
that
so
I'm sure
much.
we're going to be talking about Porsche again, and maybe we can talk about some other cars.
More
hopefully.
episodes. We're hashing them out right now, guys. Sorry, it's like we're trying to make it all happen. We're still looking for more sponsors, more cars. So if you know anybody who wants to give these two guys a car, let's do work. Let's do it. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. Let's do work.
We want to talk about your cars. We want to talk about your
We're
products.
not going to hoon them around. We're not doing donuts. We just want to talk about them. This guy can't even drive an auto.
I can't drive a what?
You can't drive auto. You don't know how to drive an auto.
An auto? Whatever, man. All I know
You're an auto.
is I'm Ellie Car Spotter.
I'm
and
Speedy Greedy.
This has been Coming in Clutch.
Thanks for watching, guys. It was a pleasure.
Peace.
Out.
Cue the outro.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no. They were doing like your little spiel at the end.